Calaroga Shark Media.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. True to his word, Gianmarco Soresi posted the State of the Industry speech that he did with Jay Jurden up at the Montreal Comedy Festival. I did share it in the Facebook group. No, I didn't share it in the Facebook group. I went to share it in the Facebook group, and then Dylan, one of the power users in the group, had beat me to the punch by 2 minutes, and I was like, I mean, it doesn't really matter. The idea was for everybody to get to see the clip. Well played, Dylan. Anyway, let's listen to the section about Tony Hinchcliffe, shall we?
Just so you know, we got a lot of Tony jokes. We have more than he's ever written, actually. I mean, but look, everyone's seen Kill Tony, but nobody has ever seen Tony kill.
Tony Hinchcliffe impressively had the worst Netflix special I've ever seen since the last Tony Hinchcliffe special.
Did he film the new one in Montreal? Because it had just 4 laughs.
Also, ladies, if you want to see Tony deliver a punch that actually lands, just go on a date with him.
Allegedly.
Yes. I don't love the guy, but his shows made a real difference because unlike the industry, Kill Tony provides disabled comedians with some kind of ramp.
It's true. Kill Tony is giving a lot of opportunities to physically disabled comedians who want mentally disabled fans.
Getting famous from Kill Tony is sort of a monkey's paw gift, and a monkey's paw is what Tony Hinchcliffe calls black people's hands.
Look, you can't deny it. Kill Tony is crushing. It's because they do what agents and managers can't do. They get people seen. You guys can't get Brian Regan another comedy special while Kill Tony turns homeless people into household names.
Now, I want to take a minute here to get, kind of serious. This has been bothering me. I'm actually recording this on Thursday because I wanted to take the long weekend and a summer Friday, but I cannot stop staring at the list of comedians booked for September 10th at Madison Square Garden. This is New York City Still Rising, the 9/11 benefit, Jon Stewart behind this. No one can possibly question Jon Stewart when it comes to 9/11. And I don't come here to shade anybody involved here, but I keep staring at this guest list and something about it is jumping out at me. I talked about this a little bit on Friday. I shared a post about it in the Facebook group, and I'm really struggling with this guest list. Now, just about me, I was born in New York City, raised in Queens on 9/11/2001. I was 32 years old. I was at WR Radio in New York City, in Manhattan, 40th Street and Broadway. Don't want to make it sound like I was across the street from the World Trade Center. However, we had a big bay window, and back in those days, you could see all the way downtown to the Twin Towers, and I watched the things on fire with my own eyes, and I saw the first tower fall with my own eyes looking out the window. For the second tower, I was actually giving somebody a break to run the board for a few minutes so they could hit the bathroom because they'd been on the board for 4 hours. So that is my perspective. That is my bias. That is my background. I'm a New Yorker. And I keep staring at this guest list, and it just seems mathematically odd. I don't think anybody's up to something. It just seems odd. Here's the guest list again. Aziz Ansari, who last year played the Riyadh Comedy Festival. Bill Burr, who last year played the Riyadh Comedy Festival. Dave Chappelle, same note. Ronny Chieng, same note. Pete Davidson, whose father was Scott, was killed on 9/11, also played the Riyadh Comedy Festival. Comedians also announced who didn't play the festival: Nikki Glaser, Josh Johnson, Jon Stewart, plus special guests. And I keep looking at the list, and I'm like, of all the comedians in the world, the first 5 played that comedy festival in Saudi Arabia last year. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I just keep staring at it, and I'm like, it's weird. It's just weird. And then I think about what this event might be. Is Ronny Chieng supposed to go out and do 10 minutes about the Saudis? But I guess he wouldn't now because he got a nice paycheck last year and maybe they have another festival and he wants to go back. I don't know. Ask Ronny Chieng. Ask Bill Burr. Ask Dave Chappelle. Ask Aziz Ansari. Is Dave Chappelle going to pull a punch? I'm going to ask the question. Now, Dave can go up and do 10 minutes about the Saudis. He did 10 minutes about the Saudis in Saudi Arabia. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. I'm just saying I keep staring at Aziz Ansari, Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle, Ronny Chieng, Pete Davidson. They just happen to be the first 5 names by alphabetical order if you sort by their last name. But it's just odd to me that of all the comedians in the world, it's those 5. I thought of some other people who, might be good at such a thing. John Mulaney. Well, I looked. John Mulaney has another gig already booked on September 10th, so that makes sense. Jim Gaffigan. Not here to shade Jim Gaffigan, just he's a comedian that came to mind. He seems to have an open date. He has a date in Notre Dame on September 11th. Let's see what Shane Gillis is up to. Not a New Yorker, but, a comedian of note these days. The only date on Shane's calendar right now is August 8th. I look at the event they had 5 years ago. Dave Attell. Dave Attell seems like someone you might want to have at this thing this time. Dave Attell has a date in Bangor, Maine on August 22nd, and his website is showing me he's free until September 18th when he'll be in Des Moines. Maybe Dave Attell comes. Maybe he will come. Maybe they just didn't book him yet. From the event 5 years ago, it was also Ronny Chieng, Pete Davidson, Jimmy Fallon, Colin Jost, Mulaney, Jay Farrow, Colin Quinn, Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer likes media attention. Why isn't Amy Schumer at this one? Amy Schumer doesn't seem to have anything booked right now. This seems like an event Amy Schumer would come at. Again, lineup will evolve. I'm not saying anybody's up to anything. All I'm really saying is I'm staring at the names, and those first 5 all played Riyadh, and it's just weird. It's a weird coincidence. It's a weird statistical coincidence. And I don't know what it means, but it's bothering me. And that's all. I just needed to get that out of my system today. You can comment in the Facebook group or on Spotify. Tell me I'm making much ado about nothing. That's why I started the Facebook thread. I wanted to see if maybe I'm just crazy, but I'm being honest here. This list is bothering me. I'm not even sure why it's bothering me, but it's bothering me. Let's move on. Sort of. Patricia Heaton, you may know her from Everybody Loves Raymond, among other things. She has backed a petition organized by families of 9/11 victims. The petition has recorded at least 45,000 signatures as of last Wednesday. Patricia Heaton has joined families of the victims in calling for the mayor of New York City, Zohran Mamdani, not to attend the 25th anniversary at Ground Zero. In fact, using the term banned. She reposted the change.org petition link on her social media and wrote, "Keep it going, New Yorkers." If you're not familiar with the mayor, he is the 112th mayor of New York City since 2026. He is a member of the Democratic Party and the Democratic Socialists of America. That makes him a controversial figure. He is New York City's first Muslim mayor. He was born in Uganda and moved to New York City at 7 years old. Like many political figures, he is quite polarizing. We'll see how this all shakes out. I apologize to you. I have to play a clip of Rosie O'Donnell singing. I know you're like, John, please don't do that to us, but I must. It's the only way to make this next segment of the show work. You have to sit through this. Here is Rosie O'Donnell singing about the President of the United States.
His approval rate is 30. His diaper's always dirty. I think the guy's insane. Da-da-da-da-da-da. He ain't no stable genius, got a teeny tiny, but he doesn't have a brain. The reflecting pool is green. His reasons were obscene. It's him we all do blame. Da-da-da-da-da-da. He grew a magic ear, stole billions in a year, 'cause he doesn't have a brain.
I did clip it there. I couldn't take any more. Podcaster Ben Shapiro commented on that video and said, Rosie O'Donnell, she was in Ireland, then she came back, which is unfortunate. Well, now she's decided that we all need to hear her rewritings of the lyrics to The Wizard of Oz. I had to hear it. That means you also had to hear it. And Johnny Mac says the same thing. I needed you to hear it. John, is the show going to be any fun at all today? Yes, it is. Bruce Hills, remember that guy from Just for Laughs? He got the Just for Laughs Legacy Award, I think it was. He used to run programming up there, and they parted ways during the financial difficulties with the old regime, if I remember correctly. Great guy. Anyway, the Just for Laughs in the new regime made a video. Bruce Hills shared it on his LinkedIn page. I will share the first minute or so of it. Here's Ronny Chieng.
Thank you to Just for Laughs for giving this fake award to Bruce Hills. Over the last few decades, Bruce Hills has helped discover generations of comedians at Just for Laughs. He then uses that leverage to emotionally blackmail us, holding it over our heads, forcing us to perform at Just for Laughs for below market rate, no matter how inconvenient it is to our personal schedules. And with this thank you video, I consider my blood debt to you finally paid in full. Thank you, Bruce Hills.
Comedy Central announced a 3-episode podcast called 30 Effing Years The Daily Show Remembers, out today. The podcast brings together Jordan Klepper, Desi Leidick, Ronny Chieng, mentioned for the third time on today's podcast, Michael Costa, Josh Johnson, Grace Coolin-Schmidt, and Troy Awada to revisit favorite moments from the late-night franchise's first 3 decades. Did they not get John to do anything? Did Trevor not want to do anything? Did Craig Kilborn not want to do anything? I mean, we all love the B team, but there's some big names missing here. According to Comedy Central, the group will look back at unforgettable moments, iconic field pieces, and legendary correspondents who helped define the show across its many eras. Did the 30th anniversary sneak up on you guys? Because I'm sure if in the last, 7 years you had asked, say, Steve Carell or Stephen Colbert, hey, we're going to do this thing for the 30th. Can you give me like a minute over Zoom? I'm sure they would have said yes. My guess, having done this for 3 decades plus, is somebody like last week was like, we ought to do something for the 30th. How about a podcast? Okay, now John's on vacation. He doesn't want to do it. Is Trevor around? Well, we can't have Trevor if we don't have John. Yeah, good point. Does anybody have Carell's number? Well, we can't have Carell if we don't have John. And are we going to ask John Oliver? No, we can't ask John Oliver. He's over with the HBO. All right, let's just do the B team. Something like that happened. We are feisty today, Johnny Mac. I know, I'm in a good mood, but I'm telling you, I keep staring at that 9/11 concert, and it's weird. It's just weird. Richard Pryor may soon be getting a film. Now, we've heard various versions of a Richard Pryor biopic over the years. Apparently, Latigo Films and Inaugural Entertainment have acquired the rights to Something We Said, Richard Pryor, A Notorious Word and Me, a Simon & Schuster memoir from Richard Pryor's daughter, Elizabeth Schroeder Pryor. We are told Something We Said chronicles Elizabeth's decades-long journey of coming to know her father, navigating the complicated terrain between a man who stood alone at the pinnacle of American comedy and the father he struggled to be. One of the producers said Richard Pryor courageously broke barriers that would forever change the comedy world and took it to new levels. We then saw that translated to the big screen with one box office hit after another, establishing Pryor as the biggest comedy star of the 70s and 80s. Should we pick that apart? Gut reaction, 70s? Okay, sure, I won't fight you. 80s? I don't know. I'd have to look at his work. Should we look at his work? Sure. I'm on IMDb. Okay, 1980, Holy Moses, he played Pharaoh. 1980, In God We Trust. 1980, Stir Crazy. 1981, Bustin' Loose. 1982, Some Kind of Hero. 1982, The Toy. Okay, The Toy. 1983, Superman 3, which is awful. 13 episodes of the Pryor's Place TV show in 84. Brewster's Millions, not a beloved one. JoJo Dancer, Your Life is Calling. In 86, Critical Condition in 87, Moving in 88, See No Evil, Hear No Evil in 89, Harlem Nights in 89, which might be a quick time to make a case for Eddie Murphy being the comedy star of the 80s. Look at his movies, putting aside Saturday Night Live and the 2 great comedy specials. 1982, 48 Hours, 1983, Trading Places. 84, Best Defense. 84, Beverly Hills Cop. All right, I already played 48 Hours, Trading Places, Beverly Hills Cop against Richard Pryor's 80s work. Golden Child, Cop 2, Coming to America, and Harlem Nights. I digress, but again, Richard Pryor, on any comedian list you make, either number 1 or number 2. Comedy star of the 70s, sure, 80s, I don't know. Anyway, if they make a Richard Pryor movie, I will watch it. What was the thing that starred Andrew Santino? John, you host the show. You're supposed to tell us. It was the cable show about the comedians in the 70s. They had somebody play Richard Pryor on that. He was really good. What was that called? I'm Dying Up Here. Santino played Bill Hobbs. If you haven't seen that show, find it somewhere. Let me see if I can find a few on Just Watch. I'm Dying Up Here explores the LA stand-up scene circa 1973. I thought it was great. Johnny Mac, you're all over the place today. I know. Today on Gorilla Comedy Plus, Connor Burns Gallus. Also, congratulations to Joanne McNally. She'll get a Netflix special in 2027, her debut hour-long special. It is called Pinotfile. The first time I read that as Pintophile, who would be someone afraid of a Ford car in the 70s that might explode. That's not what this is. This is Pinotfile, and in it, Joanne McNally delivers stories on modern dating, covering everything from rejection and frenemies to situations and revenge fantasies. They're going to tape it in Town Hall, New York City, as part of the New York Comedy Festival on Saturday, November 7th. Her new show, Pinotfile, comes following her previous tour in which she played a record-breaking 78-show run in Dublin. And that is your comedy news for today. See you tomorrow.